तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम। With Gurudeva's blessings and order, with perhaps our Purva Sukrita, we have an opportunity to know more about the most adorable prime deity of Hindu pantheon. Kudos to that religion which allows us to take the Nirakara, Nirguna into the comprehensive territory of our minds with the help of Saguna and Sakara, same time offering us umpteen number of choices of gods which no other religion can either understand or no other religion has a privilege to. The very accusation against the Hindu religion that it is a religion with crores of gods, at the very outset failed to understand the very reason why this religion has created so many gods in order to appeal to the swabhava or the temperament or the mental inclination of the sadhaka and choose the Ishta Devata. Here is a religion which gives a choice to choose the Devata, and yet amongst all these Devatas, whenever any Devata is worshipped or is being done chintan of, dhyanam of, the beginning has to start with this adorable deity called Ganesha or Ganapati. The mantram or the Upanishad that we are going to see today is Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Upanishadam. Now, perhaps everyone knows, but few of the people, they do carry an impression that Atharva Shirsha is not an Upanishad. It is an Upanishad. We have more than 1,000 Upanishads enumerated so far, but out of which the most authentic list of Upanishads is given in Mauktika canon, where 107 Upanishads have been listed, of which Acharya, Shankaracharya, commented upon, he did his bhashyam upon 10 important Upanishads, so they are called Mukhya Upanishads. Isha Kena Katha Prashna, Katha, Taitariya, Taitariya, Aitariya, Mundaka Mandukya, and Brihadaranyaka. These are the 10 Upanishads which are called Mukhya Upanishads. When we say Mukhya, that doesn't mean that the other Upanishads do not carry an important message. They are equally important, but they are referred sometimes as Gauna Upanishads or other Upanishads. So, in the Mauktika canon of ranking, Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Upanishad stands at number 22. However, with the increasing worship of Ganesha, this has been co-opted as the standard Upanishad to be recited by many Ganesh Bhaktas. The purpose of today's discussion, with whatever little knowledge God has decided to put into this dull intellect for me to communicate to you, is not to complete in 1 hour one Upanishad or one Atharvashirsha, see the Vachyartha or the meaning of it, and somehow do a parade of mantras. That is not the intention, and that should not be the intention when we study the scriptures. Each Hindu scripture is nothing else but a series of mantras which are clubbed together in a manner whereby each word of the mantra again takes us to the different aspect of all other scriptural notations. So these mantras in any Upanishad happen to be a vehicle for us to study the Vedanta. That is how almost every scripture, every Upanishad is interwoven with other aspects of Vedanta, and it touches Prasthantraya, it touches the Vedas also. Before getting into the Ganapati Atharvashirsha, it is important to know that if a god is to be depicted in Saguna Sakara Rupa, why not to have a beautiful god? Now, what is the concept of beauty we have? Something that is an absolute shape, something that has got a proper miti, parimana, structure. Ganapati does not fit into anything. Here you have a god which perhaps would be called by any standards ugly if it is to be seen from the Western angle, because you have a god with a pot belly, an elephant's head, and he's sitting on a mouse or a rat, whatever you call it, Mushaka. Why have a god like this? The four hands we understand because Chaturbhuja, because mightiness of the arms indicates the boundaryless work, karma, boundaryless work that the god can do. That is understandable. But the shape that is given to God, why is it so? And then also it puts a question to us that Ram, Bhagavan Shri Ram is Gauravarna, while the god Krishna is by name itself Krishna. He is black. He has got a slight bluish hue. And then we have Nilakantha with a bluish throat, with a matted hair and skulls in the as a garland. Then there is a Kali who is in the most ferocious form, having Naramund Mala as her ornament and killing a demon and showing nothing else but the blood completely spread over the tongue. How is it that these gods have been formed in such a manner? Whose imagination was it? How did they come forward? Who was the originator of it? Was it somebody's idea that he just painted it? And then if it is so, then there are so many paintings coming up in this world since ages. Why they haven't sustained so long? Why these shapes and these figures have sustained? And this is where we need to understand that the creation, when it is done by the human mind or the human buddhi, then that creation is always a dushita creation, because there are limitations to the human buddhi. We haven't understood the world at all. Our understanding of world is whatever my mind can understand so much about the world, that is my knowledge about the world. I do not, and no one can claim that I have the complete knowledge of the world, including myself and my relationship with the world. Jiva, Jagata, and Jagadishwara, what is the precise relation between the three? Nobody can claim to have it understood as a common man unless somebody has transcended the three and has enjoyed a status where he can oversee all the three, and such person is called Brahmavid. So when a Brahmavid is in a state which is beyond mind, when he is simultaneously aware of that which is expressed Vyakta and that which is not expressed Avyakta, when he is lording over both the created and uncreated world, at that point of time, whatever is his understanding, if he wants to give it a Murta Swarupa in the created world, then such shapes and such gunas come into the existence. So the image of Bhagavan in the form of Lord Ganesha is the creation that has happened at supramental level. And that is why at that point where it happens, no rules are applied. There is no structure, there is no miti. It just comes. It is utspurta. Utspurta. It is from the spurti because it is utmana avastha, unmani avastha. And such a shape of the unmanifested into the manifested world, when it is created, then a deity gets a shape. And then that shape becomes Ajaramara. Ajaramara, it will stay forever. And that being the reason, it never occurs to us that this is Ganesha is enough for us to create the Shraddha in our mind. We do not go into any other nitty-gritties because immediately the heart feels with the Shraddha. And that is because it is not a Rupa which has been created by a human mind. It is a Rupa that has been envisaged by a Unmana Avastha mind. This deity, Ganesha, the beauty of this Ganesha as a deity is he lords over all the devas. And he is there since Vedic times because the Jainas have it, the Bauddha, they have it. So irrespective of which religion you are following, whether you are a Vaishnava, whether you are Shaiva, whether you are Ganapatya, of course Ganapatya would mean Ganapati worshippers, whether you are Surya Upasaka, whatever Upasana you do, the first utterance that you have to do is to pray to Lord Ganesha. So that being the place of Ganesha, it becomes imperative on our part to know more about Ganapati Atharva Shirsha Upanishada, which again forms the part of Atharva Veda. We all know that 4 Vedas are there. Atharva Veda is the last edition of Vedas, or it is called later Vedas, and it is the Vedas where enormous amount of assimilation of gods have taken place. That is why the Puritans sometimes called Triveda. Although Vedas are 4 Chatur Veda, the Puritans call only 3 Vedas Atharva Veda. They do not consider as a Veda. It is simply because there is a lot of assimilation of the magic spells, the other crafts. And when we talk about other crafts, there comes also a craft which was a craft that was mastered by none else than Atharvana Rishi. Atharvana Rishi, in fact, Atharva Veda is supposed to be the creation of 2 Rishis, Atharvana and Angirasa. These are the 2 Rishis who made Atharva Veda, or who composed Atharva Veda, let us say, or let us say they are also, Atharva Rishi is also called Kulasthapaka. He was famous for something which is called Manthan Agni. Now, Manthan Agni, the creation of Agni in a Vedic time was a very, very elaborate affair for 2 reasons. On a substantial level, at a survival level, Agni became a boon to the humanity. Because Agni, when it was not there, living was not as easy as it was. So that was at a very ordinary level. But Agni, as one of the Pancha Mahabhutas, when it was considered in that manner, Agni Puja became a very important ritual, which even today is. That is why none of the Hindu rituals can happen unless there is Agni. Jata Veda. The one who is born from the Vedas means Agni. So, Jata Vedo me avaha. The first avahan we do, whether it is yajna or a puja or whatever we do, at least there has to be a flame there. A jyoti has to be there. Agni. Agni Supatha Raye. Agni Supatha. Agni is the one who shows me the light and the path towards the final destination. So the one who was expert in creating this Manthana Agni, who was a Pustapaka, whose name was Atharvana, he is the one who is credited with the composition of Atharva Upanishada. Now we have another explanation of the word Atharva. Atharva means one which is vibrating, one which is shaking. This is Vachartha of Tharva Shabda. What is the Lakshanartha of Tharva? One who is not in Susthiti is Tharva. One who is constantly shaking, meaning one who is under the spell of gunas and trapped into the Maya. So he's constantly moving because he's not in his Susthiti, is called Tharva. And this Rishi and this Upanishad gives us a solution for becoming sthita in our sthiti, so it is called Atharva. This is another reason why it is called as Atharva. This Atharvana Rishi, when he composed this particular Upanishada, the Upanishada has mantras and then there is a Falashruti. Each Upanishada mantra has a Falashruti also, because there were certain norms followed in Upanishada or any scripture for that matter, that how it will start, how it will Upakrama, Upasamvara, Falashruti. These are the standard parts of any scripture. But before starting the Atharva Upanishada, it starts from a Shanti mantra. Shanti mantra has been the mainstay or the backbone of all Vedic Upanishads as well as all Vedic treatises. Shanti mantra is considered to be the first mantra that is to be uttered before undertaking anything. Why the Shanti mantra? Because no work in this world is possible unless one is putting his whole concentration into it. And I'm not talking only about the study of scriptures, any work. Even in a normal parlance, we do say that, don't disturb me. I want to focus on my work. It's a common thing we have seen. मैं अभी काम कर रहा हूँ, मुझे disturb मत करना. What are we asking for? We are asking for zero disturbances coming from outside in my mind and disturbing the focus that my mind is doing on one particular subject or object which I am studying. The reason for that is, if I am not having enough concentration and focus on what I am doing, then naturally I shall not be able to understand nature in toto of the point of object or the point of study. This ability to concentrate on one point with complete abnegation of all that is existing around is called Shanti. Shanti means none of the disturbances coming to the chitta from any of the sources. Now, what are the sources from where the disturbances can come? They can come from outside. For example, I'm studying and all of a sudden it starts raining and I'm on the outside. What happened? Adhibhautika. One of the bhuta came and affected me. It can also have adhidaivika impact. So adhidaivika means the rains that we are talking. Adhibhautika, another bhuta, another person can come and disturb me. Adhibhautika. Or My own body can create some amount of itching here and some amount of pain here, and my joints are paining. Adhyatmika. This Trividha tap can disturb me. So my Shanti mantra has to be directed towards stopping these three different types of obstacles that can come. And for that, I myself, I am not capable of doing that. Why? I do not have any control on Adhidaivika. Even on Adhyatmika, I do not have control. Why I do not have control on Adhyatmika? It depends on my prarabdha. If my joint is going to pain or not going to pain, depends on what? My prarabdha. But even though when it is paining, whether the pain will disturb me or not depends on what? My tolerance level. So at the end, I need some amount of prayer to be done to the Almighty so that none of the disturbances come and disturb me while I'm studying, more so when I'm studying the real Vidya, not Laukika Vidya, not Paralaukika Vidya, Alaukika Vidya. Alaukika Vidya means Brahmajna. The most difficult terrain when I'm crossing, I need utmost amount of concentration and zero amount of disturbance. The least amount of disturbance. And that is why Shanti Mantra is a norm. It is not just a ritualistic norm. It has a significance into it. Because unless the blessings come from the God, peace will not prevail. That is why there may be an innate desire to do so many things in Adhyatmam, but everything doesn't happen because the blessings are not there. That is what we call Ishwaricha. Now we are here for Ishwar Krupa is already there, so we are sitting here. And now we want Shastra Krupa. We want to understand the Upanishad. So it is possible only when Shanti is prevailing, peace is prevailing. So Shanti Mantra, each of the Shanti Mantras are nothing else but prayer, but they differ in each of the Vedas. Rigvedas have a Shanti Mantra starting with Appayayantu Mahangan. So that is for Rigveda. Om Purnamida Purnamada. That is another Shanti Mantra. Sahana Vautu Sahano Bhanaktu is also a Shanti Mantra. Similarly, for Atharva Veda, the Shanti Mantra goes with Om Bhadram Karnibhihi Shrunyam. So now we come to that Shanti Mantra first. The Shanti Mantra itself is starting with the word Om. The reason why it is starting with Om is because Om is Pranava. Om is also called Pranava. Pranava Prakarshena Nayate iti Pranavaha. The one that has complete ability to pull or to push us forward towards the ultimate Tattvam, that is Brahma, is Pranava. So, Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. Tasya. Brahma's indicator is Om. Now, why everything in our scripture starts with Om? That is because we need to understand a bit of Tarka Shastra into it. We know there are two types of Tarka Shastra logics that are used. One is called inductive logic and another is called deductive logic. We'll take a small example and it will be very clear to us. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is an observation of something that has happened. Now, from this observation, if I make a generalization, that means from a particular incident, if I make a generalization, what is the generalization? Sun always rises in the east and always sets into the west. This is a generalization. Made on what observation? Observation of a month. So this is called deductive logic. You deduce the logic. So you go from what is called singular event to universal. And there is another way of coming down, because deductive logic can go wrong. For some reason, if the sun is not anymore existing, then this logic which just now applied would go wrong. There is other way of putting a logic which is called inductive logic. And the induction logic or inductive logic means you take the universal first and then you prove everything. All Hindu philosophy and all darshanas believe in what is called as inductive philosophy. And what is the inductive logic in that? Brahman is existing, which is the universal thing. And based on the Brahman, then you try explaining every small, minute details in the universe. The created universe, non-created, avyakta, vyakta, invyakta, the variety or plethora of multiplicity that you see, everything is explained from Brahma's standpoint. So universal truth is first, and then particulars are then later on. This is inductive way of logic. And that is why, since Upanishad also is nothing else but the philosophical treatise, it starts with Om, because that is the universal truth. So Om, and then the prayer starts, Bhadram karnebhi shrunyam devaha. Bhadram. Bhadram word has come from Abhi plus Dravet. Dravet means Dra word is used for anything that flows like water. Udaka. Water flows, so it is called Drava. We know Dravya. We have Dravya means liquid. Om Bhadram Abhidravet. That means that which flows towards. In which manner? Bhajanavat. Bhajanavat means as per the Yogya Purusha. In other words, that which flows in the most suitable manner for making a person Yogya Purusha is Bhadra. In short, it is something which is Kalyanakari. That which is going to be beneficial is called Bhadram. We know in Bengal, there are Bhadra Loka. Bhadra Loka means the people who are intellectually, those who are working for Kalyan of themselves is Bhadra. Now, Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunyam. The prayer is, E Deva. The prayer is to whom? Devaha. Why Devaha? Because Deva Jyotanat Devaha. What is the definition of Deva? Shastrot Bhasita Indriya Vritti iti Devaha. In other words, we have Panch Indriya. If these 5 Indriyas are, if they are working the way Shastras tell them to work, then it is called Deva. You know, Vasu. It is also called Vasu. So Indriyas are Devas because that is the only thing with which we are here. Mind, Manaha Shasthani Indriyani, Prakritisthani Karshate. Man is also an Indriya. Shasthani Indriyani, that is what Bhagavad Gita says. So Indriyas are the only thing because of which so-called me is existing in this world. Take out the Indriyas, what is remaining? A dead body. Because a Chetana. The Chetana in me is expressed through my Indriyas. But they are expressed through my Indriyas if they are expressed not in the way the Shastrodbhasita, a Shastriya Indriya, which is basically a Shastriya Indriya is nothing else but Vishaya. Ahankara and Vishaya, if a subject or object is used as a Vishaya by me as mind or me as a body, then the Indriyas are no more Devas. So, only when the Indriyas are working as per the Shastra, they are called Devas. So, to those Devas, I am praying, who is nothing else but the expression of the Vyakta or the Kshetrajna in this Kshetra. To him, I'm asking for the prayer. Om Bhadram Karnebhihi Shrunayam. Karnam, Karnau, Karnebhihi. Karnebhihi means all the ears. All the ears means not only my 2 ears, everybody's ears. Let everybody's ear only hear Bhadra, which is Kalyanakari. What is Kalyanakari in this world to hear? Other than God and God's name, there is nothing Kalyankari in this world. If his name is the only thing that I am supposed to hear, then whatever I hear, if it is not in consonance with the God, it is something which should not be heard. I hear the music, I hear something which is sweet to my ears, that is because my ego wants to hear it. But the ears are not meant for that. They are meant for listening only what is Kalyanakari for me. My question is, our problem is, I myself do not know what is Kalyanakari for me. Why Shivji is not helping us? Why Shankara is not helping us? Because Sham karoti iti Shankaram. Sham means Kalyan. He wants to do Kalyan, but I am not interested in the Kalyan. Why? Because I am not listening his name. So Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunyam Deva Bhadram Pashyamakshbhir Yajatraha. I also want my eyes to see whatever is Bhadra in this world, whatever is Kalyanakari in this world. Now, if I want to do both the things, that means by Upalakshana, all other Indriyas are also included. In other words, oh God, let my 5 Indriyas be devoted to doing only that which is beneficial for me, which is in my welfare, which is nothing else but remembering you and you alone forever till the time my breath is there. But while doing this, I shall be able to do this. How? Only when these Indriyas are in good condition. I want to listen to God's name, but what has happened? I am hard of hearing now. I want to see, but my eyes are not able to see. So that means Indriyanam Jarayanti Tejaha, Kathopanishad. Indriyas, they are bound to lose their Teja. That means their functioning ability. So that is why I want my Indriyas to be in good functioning ability. And Indriyas will be in good functioning ability when the Sharir itself will be in a good ability. Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. And that is why Sthirai Angehi Stushtuvam Sastanubhi. I want to tushtuvam. I want to praise you. I want to offer my prayers to you. But for that, sthirai angaihi. Sthira means sthiti. In good sthiti, susthiti, my sharira should be there. And then I will be able to offer my prayers to you. Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu. Devahitam yadayuhu. In other words, what I want to do is, may we have Vyashema, may we have Devahitam for the benefit of gods. Yad Ayuhu. Yad Ayuhu means I do not know how much life I have. My life, I am not aware of. Yat Ayuhu. Whatever life I have, let my life be for the benefit of God. May we have our life for the benefit of God. Then Swasti Indro Vruddhashravaha. Now the question is, now there is a time to ask for the presiding deities of these Indriyas. Indra, Swasti. Swasti means Suasti. Swasti means blessings. Blessing that Suasti. Let me be in Swasthiti. Let me be in Susthiti. That is Swasti, Swasti blessings. Naha, Swasti Naha. Indra. Indra. Indra is the word which has come from idam and ra. Idam means idam. Idam means whatever is created is called idam. And whatever is created is not me. That is the reason in puja we say idam namama, idam namama. So idam is, and ra means cause. Indra means cause of whatever is created. That is called Indra. And this Indra, to him, I am asking for the blessings. Swastina Indra Vruddhashravaha. What is Vruddhashravaha? Vruddham Shrava Yasya Saha Vruddhashravaha. Shrava means dhana. Vruddha means not old. Vruddha means vruddhi, grow. Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha. Let my wealth, dhanam, grow. But dhanam, the dhanam that we
Sanjay, we have lost your voice and your video is off.
What the blessings that we intake in the Shanti mantra, Swastina Indraha Buddhastavaha, we saw the meaning of Indra. Indra is Idam Ra, the cause of all that is created. We want blessings from him. And we also want the blessings of Vruddhashravaha, ancient and famous, but the real meaning is Vruddham Shravayasya Saha Vruddhashravaha. Shrava means dhana, Vruddha means Vruddhi, to grow. That who increases and grows our dhanam. Now here dhanam word does not mean the material prosperity. Dhanam for the sadhaka is when he gets sattvika Ishwara Guna Sampada. So this Ishwara Guna Sampada, the dhanam that is used for the real journey, not the dhanam of the material world. Sadhu wo dhana sinchiye jo aage ko hoye. Kabir Maharaj says, try to earn that money which will be used there. So that is the dhanam that it is being referred here. Swasti Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swasti Naha, Pusha Vishwavedaha, Pushan. Pushan is the one who does the portion. The word portion has come from Pusha. But Pusha means Surya. The difference between the Surya and Pusha is, because one, we also know Surya as a word. When Udita Surya is there, it is a Surya. When Surya tends to his rays, Rashmi, then he becomes and sends them forward, he becomes Pusha. Why? Because only having sun is not important. Unless the sun gives the rays and makes it reach to the earth, then the portion of the entire earth happens. That is why then Rashmi, Udita Sahasranshi or Surya, it's Rashmi Kirana. When they are reaching to the ultimate place, then that is called Pusha. So one who is doing Pushana, one who is doing Vruddhi of me, Pushan of me, my Poshan Karta, Swasti Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swastinha Pusha, Vishwavedaha. Vishwavedaha, the all-knowing. Vid is the dhatu to know. Vishwavedaha, that means to know, the one who knows everything. That means the one who is all-knowing. Also, another meaning of Vishwavedaha is Vishwavedaha yasya saha Vishwavedaha. Ved means dhana. Ved means, vid means dhana, to know, but Ved means dhanam also. If we look at the Rigveda, time and again the word Ved has come as dhanam. Vishwavedaha means again that dhanam, that is the reason knowledge is called dhanam. So this is Vishwavedaha, we need his blessings. Swasti Indro Vruddhashravaha, Swasti Naha Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swasti Naha Tarkshaha. Tarksha is normally taken as Garud. Tarksha word is normally taken as Garud. Tarksha word has come from the dhatu tru. We know Truna. Truna means the small weeds which we get. Tru means to give. Tru means to give. And this Tarksh word in Rigvedic period was used for Ashwa or Ghoda. हम जिसको horse बोलते हैं, that was known as Tarksh. Tarksh meaning taken as Garuda is a later addition. Originally in Rigveda, he is considered as Tarksh means Ghoda. Why a horse was taken there as Tarksha and why it is so? Because Swasti Nakstakshoryo, Tarksh, the horse is the one who at his tremendous speed brings us the victories of all the dishas. That is the reason why Tarksha, and because of the speed later on this Tarksha was taken as Garuda. So in simpler words, Swasti Nastakshauryo means we also want blessings from that which has a speed, which has Vihangam speed, like a royal eagle. Tarksha, Swasti Nastakshauryo, Arishta Nemihi. Also we want blessings from Arishta Nemihi. Arishta Nemihi, Arishta Nemaha Yasya Saha Arishta Nemihi. These are all Bahuvri Samasas. Arishta Nemi means, name means dhana again. So Vruddhashrava, Shrava means dhana. Vishwavedaha, Veda means dhanam. Arishtanimihi, Nema means Dhanam, and this Dhanam is the ultimate Dhanam that is required for reaching the Brahmapada. So, Arishtanimihi. Now the question is, what is this Arishta? Rishta means Pida. Arishta means one which avoids the Pida. Unfortunately, in many languages, including Marathi, this word is used in a very wrong way. मुझ पे कोई अरिष्ट आया बोलते हैं, अरिष्ट नहीं आता है, अपने पे रिष्ट आता है, अरिष्ट होना चाहिए. So अरिष्ट means the one who can take care of any pida or trouble, obstacle. So that which is doing that is called arishtanemi. So this arishtanemi also should be asked for the blessings. So swasti nastakshoryo arishtanemi swastinah brahaspatir dadhatu. Brahapati. Brahaspati is guru of all devas. We all know that. But the word has come from Bruhat and Pati. Bruhat means, we know Brahma, word has come from Bru. Brahmat means all pervading. Bruhat, maximum expanse. Bruhat is Bruhat Pati Palayatu. Mahataha Palayatu Rakshitum iti Brahaspatihi. So I also ask for the blessings from that Brahaspati who is going to, for all of us, Naha, the entire prayer is Naha. Naha means to us, to us. Most of the Hindu prayers are meant for all those who are together. They are never prayed only for me. So that is how Naha word is coming everywhere. And this is how, after asking the blessing, the Shanti mantra is ultimately doing the three Shanti mantra: Om, Shanti, Shanti, and Shantihi. These three Shantis are the Shantis of Adidaivik, Adibhautik, and Adhyatmik, teen tap which we have. Because these three tapas, if they are not there, that is the only time we can devote our time towards God. So let there be no war, let there be no lightning, let there be my health in good condition. That means in one way, I ask for Adidaivika, Adibhautik, and Adhyatmik, all the three tapas to be away from me. And once that is there, then for me to move forward becomes easy. That is how the Shanti mantra ends here. And after the Shanti mantra, the Ganapati Atharva Shirsha starts. The Atharva Shirsha Upanishad starts. Again, because Upanishad itself is starting, the very first mantra of Atharva Shirsha says, Om Namaste Ganapataye. Again, it starts from inductive logic. Om, from Pranava. Pranava is supreme, the universal. So from universal, we are coming down to from Vyakta, Avyakta Pare. From the absolute, we are coming to unmanifested, then we are coming to manifested. So now the entire Upanishad is dedicated to manifested God, Ganapati. It is coming from unmanifested. So Om Namaha Astu. Namaha means prostration. Hey Ganapati, my prostrations to you. Who are you? Ganapataye. Ganapataye. He is a Gana and a Pati. Gana means countable. We know the word Ganit, that which can be counted. We also saw in Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya is a word which is countable. That which can be counted. And what can be counted? Only when that which is Ekameva Advitiya becomes multiple, the counting starts. So we are talking about Dvaita. We are already in Dvaita. That is the reason why we are doing this worship. That is the reason why we are discussing this, because we are discussing about him. That means he is different, I am different. That is Dvaita again. Till the time I reaches Advaita, the Dvaita multiplicity that is abound all around, that multiplicity has variety of Roop and a Naam. The variety is endless. Thousands of galaxies, thousands of stars, thousands of things created in this universe, different and different varieties uncountable. Aganita, we call it, Aganita. But still at the end, they are countable. And such things which are countable, they are all lorded over by the one who takes care of them, tends to them, who is the Pati of them, Palayatu, Rakshayatu, iti Patihi. So Ganapati is the one who is the protector, who is the Palanakarta of that which is produced, that which is created, which is countable, that is Ganapati. Also, he being the son of Shankara, who is Ganadipati in the sense that all Ganas are Bhuta Gana, Pishacha Gana. So one of his Gana, who is Isha Sreshta Gana, is Ganesha. That is another way of the name Ganesha has come. So I am now giving my prostration to Om Namaste Ganapataye. And then what starts in the Upanishada is the description of Ganapati. The beauty of Ganapati Atharva Shirsha is, it is a puja of Saguna Sakara Deva called Ganapati. But it directly confronts the concept of Saguna Sakar with Nirguna Nirakar. In most of the other scriptures, Saguna Sakar has been described and the hint is given that he is nothing else but the Nirguna Nirakar. But in Ganapati Atharva Shirsha, we find that it is directly, this truth has been directly confronted. How this is confronted, we shall see as we see the mantras. So, Om Namaste Ganapataye. Who are you, Ganapati? Tvam eva pratyaksham tattvamasi. The very first statement itself tells in Ganapati Atharva Shirsha that Ganapati is nothing else but Parabrahma. Tvameva, Tvam eva. Tvam means two, eva means only. Ganapati, hey Ganesha, you are the only one. That the is more important. The only one who is Tattvamasi. What is Tattvamasi? The most important word in entire Upanishadic literature is Tattvamasi. And Tattvamasi is also a Mahavakya. Now we know that we have Vakya, we have Vidhivakya, we have Nishedha Vakya, we have Avantar Vakya. What are these different types of Vakyas we have? Vakya is something which is conveying something about somebody. If the conveyance is not there of the meaning, then the Vakya doesn't happen. Vakya conveys a meaning of something or somebody to somebody. That is Vakya. And that is why that which communicates the Vakya is Vacha. If this much is clear, then comes the question, a Vakya is communicating the essence of what I want to communicate. So in our daily language, we use Vakya, which is called sentence in English. These are called ordinary Vakyas. Why? They are all pertaining to pointing towards the meaning of some objects or the multiplicities that are all around us. Moment we go forward and try to make the use of Vakya for finding out our essence, moment I start talking about me and the Jagadishwara, Jiva and the Jagatishwara, at that point of time, these Vakyas starts becoming more and more profound. Profound means packed with meaning. So when they are packed with meaning, then those Vakyas start hinting towards the Jagadishwara. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmasi, meaning this is all nothing else but Brahman. This is all is nothing but Brahman. That means the hint is directly towards the Brahman, but this means whatever is created. So it is talking about all created things. Whenever such indirect reference is given and its relation with Brahman is being spoken about, then it is called Avantar Vakya. Avantar Vakya means Brahman is there referred to, but its relationship is with all the created things. As we move forward, when the Brahman is related to Jiva, that means a Vakya that only speaks about a relationship between Jiva and Brahma, Aikya, then it is called Mahavakya. Jiva Brahmeva Aikya Bodha Vakyam iti Mahavakyam. Any statement which talks about Ekata, Aikyam of Jiva and Brahma is called Mahavakya. And there are only 4 Mahavakyas. There is no 5th Mahavakya. Why Mahavakyas has been given so much importance? If we read the commentaries of different Rishis like Swami Shivananda, we realize that Mahavakya's importance is only understood by those who have crossed the boundaries of meditation. The reason is, by apatataha shravan of Mahavakya, Guru saying Tattvamasi and the Shishya hearing it, then and there itself with that Shravana, he becomes Brahmeva. So if this is Mahavakya, Avantar Vakya and Vakya, what about Vidhi Vakya and Nishedha Vakya? In Vedas, there are also Vakyas which tells you not to do something and to do something. Whatever Veda wants us to do, don't leave your Swabhava. This is Vidhi Vakya. Nishedha Vakya, don't lie. Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. This is Vidhi. Adharmam na charaha. Adharmam na charam. What is that? Nishedha Vakya. So these are the instruction giving Vakyas of Vedas. Vidhi Nishedha. Avantar Vakya, all Vakyas which talk about relationship of all created things with Brahman except Jiva. And Mahavakya, that Vakya which talks about Jiva and Brahma Aikya, Jiva Brahma Aikya, is called Mahavakya. Now these Mahavakyas are 4 in nature. And those we need to know before we understand the meaning of Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi. Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. You are that. That means Lakshanartha Brahma. You Lakshanartha, thou Jiva. By Lakshanartha, Atma. So Atma and Paramatma or Parabrahma are same. So this is a Mahavakya Tattvamasi coming from Samaveda, from Chandogya Upanishad. Now what happens is, this is in Chandogya Upanishad, Rishi Uddalaka is talking to Rishi Shvetaketu. 9 times this statement has come. Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. This Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that, has come from Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad, and this is also called Upadesha Vakya. Upadesha means the Guru tells you that, oh, you are not anybody else but that Brahman. Thou art that. Once this particular Vakya is heard by the Shishya, then what he does? He comes to the second level of revelation, the second Mahavakyam, which is Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma, that means the consciousness or the awareness itself is Brahma. The very fact that I'm talking, the very fact that you are listening, the very fact that you are understanding, all that is happening, this awareness or whatever, is nothing else but the awareness, which is consciousness, called Prajnanam Brahma. And then to know that all that is awareness that is there around consciousness is nothing else but Brahma, you need to study that. That is why it is also called Abhyasa Vakya. This Prajnanam Brahma is there in Aitareya Upanishad in Rigveda. After he has heard this Upadesha Vakya, Abhyasa Vakya, then the sadhaka comes to Anubhava Vakya, when he realizes that, oh, my soul or my Atman and the Brahman, they are one and the same. And then he utters the third Mahavakya, Ayam Atma Brahma. Ayam Atma Brahma means it is also called Anubhava Vakya. He gets the experience that Ayam Atma, my Atman is nothing else but Parabrahman. Ayam Atma Brahma. And after this has happened, then he comes out with Ayam Atma Brahma is from Atharva Veda Mandukya Upanishad. After this, he comes with the last Mahavakya, and then he starts going out everywhere doing the Udghosha. That is why it is called Ghosha Vakya. And the Vakya is Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. That is what he realizes. And that is the culmination. This Aham Brahmasmi, it is in Yajurveda, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So these 4 Mahavakyas are the final frontiers of salvation, or final frontiers of mumukshatva, or final frontiers after which moksham is there, or Brahma Pada Arur, the sadhaka becomes. And what about Ganapati? Ganapati is nothing but is Sakshat Pratyaksha Tattvamasi. Ganapati, hey Ganesha, you are the Brahma Tattvam. Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi. So first of all, तुम ब्रह्म हो, मतलब पुरुषोत्तम हो, क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ के आगे हो, व्यक्त अव्यक्त के आगे हो, व्यक्त भी आपके अंदर है, अव्यक्त भी आपके हाथ के नीचे है. आप, you are lording over everything because you are Parabrahman and you are the Pratyaksha essence. You are the essence, direct essence, Pratyaksham, direct essence of that which is Parabrahman. Now that you were sitting there where you had nothing to do with the creation in the Parabrahma Avastha, when nothing was created, not even Avyakta, not even Vyakta, that was the time when you were Pratyaksham Brahmasi. But then when you decided that you would create the universe, when the universe is to be created, then you became Apara Brahman and you came down. At that time, you are the one who created everything. Tvameva kevalam kartasi. You are the creator. And then it was your own design that you did not create only the things. You created, you maintained it, and you destroyed it. Everything that you did is your creation. Everything that is living today is your sustenance. And everything that is created, when you want to wind up, you only do the lay of everything. So तुम ही ब्रह्मा हो, तुम ही विष्णु हो, तुम ही शिव हो. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, creation, sustenance and dissolution, all the 3 functions. Because creation, matlab anything that is created has to have Shadavikar. Anything that is created has to be transitory. It has to come into asti, jayate, vardate, viparimanate, apakshiyate, martyate. Shadvikar has to be there. Whether it is human body, whether it is anything that is creation, presupposes sustenance and dissolution. Dissolution we don't like. Nobody likes plague. Nobody likes virus. Nobody likes. That is not a question of my liking or anybody's liking. Laya, that is the reason why Kali, the mother, she is nothing else but the destroyer. And Swaminanda has done a beautiful poem on Kali, because she said, he said, Kali, come in all your forms of tornadoes, typhoons, storms, plague. He found even God in that. Why? Because Laya is also God's creation. The reason being, whatever is created except the Atman, who is everlasting. Since other than Atman, everything is not lasting, it will always have a period. Even if it is a Brahma Loka or Deva, Brahma itself is going to be under dissolution at the Pralaya. So none of the Devas have that position that a Brahma Vidvara has. So that is why in the created universe, the Ganapati came, and then how did he come? The created world, you are the creator. Tvameva kevalam kartasi, tvameva kevalam dhru dhartasi, tvameva kevalam hartasi. You are the only one who dissolves. Tvameva sarvam khalvidam brahmasi. This is now Avantar Vakya. Tvameva sarvam khalvidam brahmasi. In other words, as Brahman, what type of Brahman? Apara Brahman. As another name is Kshetrajna. In this Kshetra that you created, in these created things, you only resided in each one of them, including myself, as the consciousness. That is why Tvameva sarvam khalvidam brahmasi. Even the creation is not separate than Brahman. It has come from Brahman. It is sustained because of Brahman. It will dissolve because of Brahman. And it all is Brahman. So creation, creator, and creation, creator, transcendence, all the three in one line are same. One is everlasting, other two are lasting till the everlasting decides. We have three different stages in creation: a place, a time, or beyond time, a status when nothing was created. Then something was to be created, but it was not expressed, avyakta. Then everything was expressed into the multitude that we see, which we call as Jagat, that which is born. All these three are nothing else but you. तुम ब्रह्म भी हो, तुम उसका ये जो अपरा ब्रह्म है, उसका ये जगत है, उसका कर्ता भी हो, धरता भी हो, हरता भी हो, और सब में, दिस इज व्हाट कबीर महाराज सेड, हम सब मां, सब हमी मां, हम है बहुरी अकेला. In the third adhyaya again Bhagavan also says, I am into everything, yet I am not into anything, yet I am different than into that and not into that. मैं धर्म में हूं, मैं अधर्म में नहीं हूं, मैं धर्म अधर्म के परे हूं. And that is precisely what in the very first mantra itself, the mantra ends with Tvam Sakshat Atmasi Nityam. See, it started with Tameva Pratyaksham Tatvamasi, that is Brahman. And last, Tvam Sakshat Atmasi Nityam, tum hi Atma ho. Ganapati, you are nothing else but the Atma Tattvam. So Atma Tattvam bhi aap ho, Parabrahma bhi aap ho, और आत्म तत्व और परब्रह्म के बीच में जितना भी क्रिएशन है, all that creations, creation, sustenance and dissolution, ये भी आपका काम है. This is the position of Ganapati as such, and that is the reason why before every worship Ganapati is invoked. The reason of invocation is तुम ही ब्रह्म हो, तुम ही creator हो, तुम ही maintenance sustainer हो, तुम ही dissolving. So if you are going to do all the functions, then you only has the power to overcome the obstacle, because ये आप ही का किया कराया है. And that is why Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprama Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. That means कार्य है, गणपति होना चाहिए. Om Ganapataye Namaha, and then the karya. That means the way in Islam it is said, Bismillah karo. Take the name of God and move. In Hinduism, take the name of Ganesha and move forward. That is why the first mantra is coming to that. And then Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi. So far we talked about creation, non-creation, Brahman, Atman. All that is Ganapati. Now in the creation, Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi. Rutam Vachmi, I speak truth. I speak the truth, and I speak the Rutam as well as I speak the Satyam. Rut and Satya, these two concepts and Sankalpanas we will see, and we will stop today. Rutam and Satyam, both we need to understand. Rutam is a concept of this created universe or the cosmos. Ru is to grow. The Mool Dhatu is Ru. Even in Rushi also it is the same Dhatu. Ruta means whatever creation has been done by the God, by the Ganapati, it has a specific purpose. The purpose which we are not aware, because we have taken the purpose the way we want it that way. What is a Jaga for us? A place to make merry, or maybe make maximum selfish advantages that I can take from this universe. This is a human interpretation of what the universe is all about. All the sciences, including management, everything is based on this concept. But the concept why universe is there is not based on that. And it is definitely not within my capacity to understand so easily as an ordinary person. But the Rishis have told us that there is a Sankalpana in Veda of Ruta. Ruta means the way the cosmos has been designed, it should run in the same manner. Who ordained that there should be water to drink? Who ordained that hunger will be satiated by this particular thing and not that particular thing? Who ordered that there will be Balyavastha, then Tarunavastha, and then Vardhakya Avastha? Who decided this? Who decided that this animal should be like this and this animal should be eating grass and that animal should be eating carnivores? From where, when we ask why as a question, we ultimately in a modern language say it is as per the nature. This nature that we call that this is a nature. Why volcanoes? Why mountains? Why deep oceans? Why rivers? Why wavy things? Why tornadoes? Why cool breeze? Why scorchy heat in summer? Why rains coming in the Mruga Nakshatram? Who decides this? This is all because of a rule. Matareshwan yata tattva vidati. In Ishavasya Upanishad, it is given that Apara Brahma, it puts everything into order. In Kathopanishad also, it is mentioned that all these things are literally scared of the God and they behave and they follow the rules. It is Arthavada. What they are trying to say is everything in this cosmos works as per the designs of God. That is called divine design. So something that is by divine law is called Ruta. And why this Rutam is important? If I am the part of the created universe, it goes without saying that I shall also be following the Ruta or I shall also be following the cosmic law. And the cosmic law, when I don't follow, what happens is today's environmental concern that everybody has, the ice is melting, the Antarctica is going down, this is happening, that is happening, is all anarutta. It is against the cosmic law. So the cosmic law, I being the part of it, I shall do the assigned role to myself as the part of the creation. It presupposes two things. I am part of the creation. When I'm part of the creation, then everybody else is also part of the creation. Then can I have a superiority in the part of creations? I cannot. If I am a screw in the whole machine, I'm a screw in the whole machine. Is not the screw important? It is important because it has got mulya and maryada. Whatever function has been assigned, if the screw decides to work as a gear and a gear decides to work as a screw, what will happen? The machine will not run. And then suffering will be where? If the screw is not properly tightened, the screw will start wearing and tearing. This is precisely what happens to us when we don't follow the Ruta. Ruta tells us that Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. I'm not doing that. That means I'm not going as per the Ruta. Rutam watch me. That is why I'm giving an assurance to Ganapati that Rutam watch me. I give you an assurance that I shall behave as per the cosmic law, as per the Ruta. That is the reason seasons are called Rutu in Sanskrit. Rutu means it will come. Seasons, why seasons are there? It is Ruta. It will go. No, but these days the seasons have changed. Why did they change? There is something happening in the cosmos which is not as per the rule that were laid down as a divine rule or the cosmic rule. Why? Because we considered ourselves to be separate from the cosmos. The reason of our separation, our feeling of separation from cosmos is the reason where selfishness increases, self-centered activity increases. And then me being the part of the cosmos, more pronounced part of the community that I stay in, more being the prominent member of the humanity at large, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam Vritti, that is all dying out. But by Rutam, I am supposed to be working for others because it is the others who have made me sustain myself. I alone cannot sustain in this world. I'm sustained by the help of all other components in this world, including my fellow human beings, my fellow animals, my fellow trees. But everybody except the human being are doing Rutam. The tree gives the fruit, doesn't ask you anything in return. So the entire life of a tree is for giving to others. Animals, birds, whatever they require as per their nature, beyond that they do not go. They don't hoard. It is only the human beings who do not behave as per the Rutam. And then what is Satyam? Satyam is in a samyaka manner, in the most balanced way, how I am supposed to be expressing myself in this entire cosmos is the Satyam. Rutam is my relationship with the rest of the world, and Satyam is my contribution to the rest of the world. This Rutam and Satyam, they are two sides of the same coin. Rutam and Satyam, both are same sides of the same coin. Guruji has written his book on Atharvashirsha, where he says, Rutam is determined by the scriptures and Satyam is directly experienced by ourselves. This is another meaning of Rutam and Satyam. Rutam is there. How much do I follow the Rutam and express myself is the Satyam. So if the Rutam is followed and Satyam, the expression is also in consonance with what is Rutam, then what happens? Shanti or Parashanti, Anandam comes to that person. By being a part of the creation, my job is to behave as per the Rutam, as per the divine law, and make me as an instrument in the divine scheme. That is why, what is the purpose of human life? Swami Vivekananda said the purpose of human life is to live. And live what? Live by constantly serving others. Atmano mokshartham jagad hitaya cha. This is the Brida Vakya of Ramakrishna Mission. Atmano mokshartham. For my moksha, I shall do everything that is the purpose of my life. And jagad hitaya cha. The problem is, Atmano hitaya cha, jagad mokshartham. This is what we are trying to do. दुनिया का जो होना है होने दो, मेरा भला होना चाहिए. एंड मेरे भलेपन की डेफिनेशन भी मेरे शांत बुद्धि से स्वार्थ के साथ लदी हुई है. This is exactly anarutam asatyam. This I am doing. If I am doing this, I have no right authority to utter Ganapati Atharvashirsha, because I am telling to Ganapati. That means I am telling to the Lord. How can I cheat the Lord if I am not following the Rutam and Satyam? That is why the ardent sadhaka confidently can say, Rutam vachmi Satyam vachmi. Then, after giving this assurance to the Lord Ganapati that I shall be uttering truth, but nothing else but truth, and behave as per the Rutam, then I can ask the prayer or the blessings from the Ganapati, because I need them. In my journey as a Jiva towards the Parabrahman, I need these blessings, but prior to these blessings, these Rutam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi are the responsibilities that I should be carrying at my end. If I carry these responsibilities at my end, then I can ask, what I can ask Ganapati? Avatvam mam, please protect me. Avatu, rakshayatu, palayatu is ava. Protect me. Ava means all sides. The original word ava in Rigveda, in certain mantras it has come. Ava means when a deep excavation is done in those days, in Vedic days, to make a well. The well was very nicely built all around. Why it was built around? To protect the water. The way the walls of the well protect the water, that is called ava. Ava means down. We know that avaniti. Ava means down. Ava means down in the sense, in the Prithvi, when this well is created, it is compounded by brick wall or some kind of wall so that the water is protected. That is why the word ava became protection. Now I am asking Ganapati, because I am Rutam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi, avatvam mam, tu tvam mam, mera rakshan karo, mam, avatvam mam. खाली मेरा लक्षण मत करो, क्योंकि खाली मेरा करेंगे तो बाकी लोगों का क्या होगा? सो जो है अभी मैं बताने वाला हूं. आई एम गोइंग टू सिंग द ग्लोरी ऑफ यू. हे गणपति, आई एम गोइंग टू से गणपति अथर्वशीर्षम अवत्वम माम, मेरा रक्षण करो. अवश्रोतारम, जो सुनने वाले हैं उनका भी रक्षण करो. अवश्रोतारम, अवदातारम, अवदातार, द वन हु इज शोइंग दातृत्व. व्हाट इज दातृत्व? Datrutva is a cosmic principle. The dhatu means dene, dena, give. Datrutva. Datrutva कहाँ से आया बीच में अथर्वशीर्ष में? Datrutva means your own presence in this society by which you are enjoying these privileges is simply because all other society members, all other nature is helping you. If tomorrow the sun decides to increase the temperature by 10 degrees, where will we be? We will not be even alive. That means There is an help coming from there. At the same time, the bountiful is being given by Prithvi as dhanyam to us. That is what I am eating. Is it not that Prithvi Tattvam is helping me? The vrihi, those grains that are coming to me, they are also they are doing some upkar on me, because they are the one who are I am bhakshati. I'm eating them. Udakam, the water, is it not that it is quenching my thirst? That means my existence is dependent on so many people who are directly contributing in my welfare and my being alive. So those also, please protect them, because their protection is my protection. Avadhataram, Avadhataram, the sustainer, the Dhru, Dhataram Dhru, indirect supporters. Guruji has given a good example. Suppose we are talking about Ramakrishna Mission, Chinmay Mission, whatever, and a new person has come and asked, where is this mission? What are they doing? What do you think about them? We have a habit of talking unnecessarily bad things, bad mouthing about certain things, even about which we do not know. So what happens because of that? You deprive that person from the benefits of a mission. So this way, what you did an act which is exactly opposite the Dhru, sustainer. That means those who utter all good things about the things that are happening around, so that the correct impression of whatever is which is just, which is sadhu all around, is percolating everywhere, is avadhataram. So avadhataram, avanuchanam avashishyam. Ava, again, anuchanam. Anuchanam means one who follows somebody is teacher. Anuchanam is teacher. Anu means to follow. Chanam means chayan. One who is selected. One who is selected to follow his own teacher. Anuchanam. Avanuchanam avashishyam. Shishya ka bhi rakshan karo. Shikshak ka bhi rakshan karo. Shishya means shastum ichha iti shishyam. The one who is disciplined is called shishya. One who wants to get disciplined. And discipline of what? Discipline of body, discipline of mind. Both who practices is called shishya. So please, hey Ganapati, I pray upon thee, protect the teacher, protect the disciple, and protect me in all directions. What is dik or disha? The concept of dik and kal we need to understand. The entire creation that we see, Jagat that we see, can be described in only two small words, dik and kala. There is a akasham, space. Moment there is a space, immediately the directions come into the picture. Without the space, there is no direction. Akasham, because of that, the directions. Now, akasham, when the space is created, up and down, urdhva adho, front and back, right and left. So, avapurastat, avachordhvatat, avadharatat, sarvatomam pahi pahi samantat. Now the rakshan is being asked. First he said, protect me, protect the vakta, protect the shrota, protect the one who donates everything, who keeps on sustaining this. And then it is now said that protect the teacher, protect the shishya, and avapashchatat, protect me from the east. Avapurostat, protect me from the west. Avottaratat, protect me from the north. Avadakshinatat, protect me from the south. Avachordhvatat, urdhva, from up. Avadharatat, down. Avadharatat, protect me from there. Sarvatomam, pahi pahi samantat, from all mam, pahi pahi, please, request. Hey, krupaya, with this Anjali, Sumananjali, hey Ganapati, protect me from all the directions, because nothing in this world can happen if the space is taken care of. Now we're going to slightly the deeper meaning. Akasha Tattvam. What is the definition of Akash? Asamantat kashayati iti akashaha. That means that which is sparkling everywhere all around. Kash means to scintillating, one which is showing spark, one which is scintillating, right? That is the reason why we call Kashi Jnana Kashi. It is scintillating because of the knowledge. So asamantat kashayati akashaha. That which has spread all over in the sparkling manner is Akasha. This Akasha Tattva is the first Tattva of manifested world. Akasha is the first Mahabhuta. Akashat Vayuhu Vayut Agni Agnit Jala. That is all later on. This Akasha, which is nothing else but all the Disha. In other words, Akash is the first creation. And then the obstacles that can come or something that can affect me from the first Mahabhuta onwards, because prior to Mahabhuta, there is nothing to create an obstacle of. So that being the reason, from all the directions, you protect me. East, west, north, south, up, down, as well as Pahi Pahi Samantat. Samantat, all the places wherever you find from where an obstacle can come to me at that point of time, please protect me. Sarvatomam Pahi Pahi Samantat. And that is why ये जो दिशा है इसको सूफी लोग समत बोलते हैं. एक beautiful, just because it's coincidental, I remembered it. एक सूफी says, चली समते गैब से एक हवा. He says that I got a gush of wind from Samte Gaib. Samte Gaib means Gayab. Gaib is Gayab. Samat means Disha. एक गायब दिशा से एक हवा का झोंका आया. That means from where? Beyond the Akasha. That means from Parabrahma. चली समते गैब से एक हवा के चमन सुरूर का जल गया. From there the wind breeze came and the entire created world was annihilated. He's talking about mokshatva. He's talking about moksha. So that is why here, till the time we are in the created world, all we need from Ganapati is none of these creations and the multiplicity of creation should affect me and deviate me from my aim of reaching the Parabrahman and realizing my Atma Tattvam. I am Atma Brahman, and this is what I intend to experience myself. I want to have anubhuti of Atma Tattvam, for which all that is created can create trouble to me if my mind gets entangled into it. Otherwise, what is the reason why I am born? I am born because of the avidya. Avidya has led to the sharira, and this sharira is doing continuous interactions with the multiple objects in this world. These multiple objects in the world are lying into the space, akasham, that you have created. So whatever disha that you see, in other words, whatever is created wherever, please protect me from all that. The reason being, your protection, if it is there of all that is created here, then the Vakta being protected, me being protected, I shall hear only the Bhadram, and this will lead to purity of my heart, stability of my mind, concentration of my mind, and that would ultimately help me to penetrate into that realm where creation manifested, creation unmanifested, both shall be penetrated to reach to a stage which is the Purushottama Avastha. And that is where the third mantra ends. We shall stop here, and the rest of the Upanishad we will continue after this time. The deviations that are being done while narrating is just to know the concepts that have already been presumed to be understood before the Atharvashirsha Upanishad is read. That is why each word or each mantra may take us to certain diversions, but those diversions are relevant in understanding the mantra itself. Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. is Atharva Ved Upanishad, and this for the Ganapatya Sampradaya. Ganapatya Sampradaya is those who are the worshippers of Ganapati. Ganapatya Sampradaya came out after about 3rd or 4th century, and this Ganapatya Sampradaya is completely devoted to Ganapati. There are Puranas also for Ganapati, such as Mudgala Purana. This is a Purana meant for Ganapati. So Ganapati stories are there. So those who want to worship Ganapati, Ganapati Atharva Shirsham is taken. Also, why Ganapati Atharva Shirsham is taken, if we see the Falashruti, we will come to know. We are going to see that in later mantras. This is the one because Ganapati as a deity is a deity of expression. Saraswati is the deity that gives the flair to the intelligence. But the intelligence, whatever it has retained, if it has to be expressed, the Vahana, the vehicle, the one who makes us speak effectively is Ganapati. That is why when our Gurudeva was asked by somebody that a good speaker should have 35 points in him, etc. And he asked him, Gurudev, you spoke so well. How many points you think you covered? Maybe more than 35. And the answer by Gurudeva was, when somebody has a good subject material, he doesn't require any of the points. What he was trying to say is, when Ganapati is residing on the tongue, then whatever you speak, because Ganapati takes care of expression, because he is the Swami of Vacha. We are going to see that later in later mantras. We are going to come to those 4 different types of Vanis also, and how Ganapati, by sitting in the Muladhara Chakra, because there is a mantra called Tvam Muladhara Sthitos Nityam. We are going to come to that. So normally Ganapatya Sampradaya was more popular in Maharashtra, or the southern part of India in the ancient times. That is why in Maharashtra, Ganapati Atharva Shirshi is almost at every home it is recited. And that is why Ganesh as a deity, you will see more prominent in that part, the way Durga is more in Bengal. It doesn't mean that Ganapatya Sampradaya is not at other places. It is there at other places. There are a lot of variations also. There are Dvimukha Ganapati, Trimukha Ganapati, Chaturmukha Ganapati, Panchamukha Ganapati, Dwadasha Bhuja Ganapati. There is a Ganapati with married Ganapati. South India, he gets married. In North India, he remains bachelor. And he has a brother. That brother itself is another deity to be. So these are variations over the period of time. But from the point of view of understanding it being a Upanishad, by studying Ganapati Atharva Upanishad itself, one can get the knowledge of all other Upanishads also. Are you?
संजय जी, ये प्रश्नोपनिषद इसका पार्ट है क्या? प्रश्नोपनिषद
Prashnopanishad is a separate Upanishad by itself.
But not in Atharva Upanishad.
No, not at all.
Sanjay ji, there are references to 108 Upanishads, which have also been commented on. So that is referred to, I understand, in one other Upanishad. So there are 108 Upanishads that we know. But I remember you mentioning that maybe some Upanishads are also lost. Is that so? Are there more than 108? So 108 are there and we know them. We know them by name because they are listed.
No, we have more than 1,000 Upanishads are known to us by names.
Did you say 1,000?
Yes, it goes beyond. However, whether these 1,000 are authentic Upanishads, because Upanishada means we always see it is a part of Veda.
Correct.
So whether Upanishads have a part in Veda or not is a big questionable thing. That is why Mauktika Upanishad is the one which serialized this into 107. And that is what it as an authentic document to take the number of Upanishads 107. Now, why these 1,000 are not taken? Because not of Veda. So the authentic Upanishads as accepted by Mauktika canon is 107, of which Shankaracharya thought that selected 10 will have a lot of bearing on the master. So he commented upon it. He did the bhashya there. So that is what they are called as Mukhya Upanishads. So that means if you subtract 10 from 107, then they will be called Gauna Upanishad. So there will be 97 Gauna Upanishad 10 Mukhya Upanishad, and some people call instead of 10, 11 Mukhya Upanishad, 12, some call 13. For example, Mahatapaniya Upanishad is considered to be a part of the Upanishad by some people. But by Shankaracharya's authority, if we go, 10 Upanishads.
But that is not Shankaracharya, no, Sanjay ji, because in that Upanishad with classified into different, it also classified the 10 Mukhya and Vedanta and Yoga. So the Mukhya Upanishads were classified before Shankaracharya commented. No, okay.
Initially, 107 Upanishads they were there. After Shankaracharya did his Bhashyam on 10, those 10 started Upanishad.
Okay, got it.
And we have to also understand, for example, there is an Upanishad called Atma Bindu Upanishad. It is
yes.
a very, very enlightening Upanishad. So when we say Mukhya and Gauna Upanishad, it is not superior and inferior. We should not take that in mind at all.